Jameson appeared out of nowhere, his arms wrapping around me, pulling me close. This wasn't a celebration, but a contract. I stood beside Jameson, my fingers trembling. He repeated his vows, his voice smooth and emotionless. I spoke mine, feeling like I was telling a lie. Jameson's lips brushed against mine in a perfunctory kiss, his eyes cold and reminding me our marriage was a business deal. The car stopped in front of a massive mansion. Dark stone and iron gates loomed over me. I stepped out, suitcase in hand, and stared up at the estate. A home in name only. I caught a glimpse of Jameson watching from the shadows. Was he regretting our arrangement as much as I was? I took a deep breath and walked through the gates. I sat on the edge of the grand bed, surrounded by crimson drapes and a fireplace that seemed to mock me with its warmth. My wedding ring, a delicate band of gold, felt heavier than it should. Jameson stood by the window, his back to me, as the rain traced patterns against the glass. The silence between us was oppressive, and I couldn't bring myself to break it. Neither could he. Our first night as husband and wife passed in uncomfortable stillness. Days passed, and Jameson and I remained strangers, bound by obligation but not familiarity. One afternoon, I sought refuge in the library, surrounded by towering bookshelves that seemed to whisper comfort. Reaching for a book on the highest shelf, I felt a sudden presence behind me. Jameson's hand brushed past mine, effortlessly retrieving the book I struggled to reach. Our fingers touched briefly as he handed it to me, his eyes locking onto mine for a fleeting moment. He didn't speak, and then he was gone, leaving me to ponder the subtle shift in the air. I stood beside Jameson in the ballroom, a poised smile plastered on my face. The city's elite mingled around us, their laughter empty. Jameson held a drink, his grip relaxed yet controlled. He positioned himself between me and the room, a silent shield. We played our parts flawlessly, but I wondered, was he as exhausted by the charade as I was? As I descended the grand staircase, my heel caught on the hem of my gown, sending me tumbling down the steps. I cried out, my palms scraping against the marble floor. Jameson appeared out of nowhere, his arms wrapping around me, pulling me close. "Are you all right?" he whispered urgently, his breath hot against my ear. I nodded, wincing in pain, as he gently helped me to my feet. His hands lingered on my waist, his fingers burning through the fabric of my gown. As I looked up, our eyes met, and for a moment, the world around us melted away. The air was charged with tension, the only sound the ragged beat of our hearts. Jameson's gaze held mine, his eyes burning with an intensity that made my skin prickle. I felt a shiver run down my spine as he leaned in, his lips inches from mine. And then, in a low, husky voice, he whispered, "We're not alone."